tape, adjusting your tie, or opening the window. So we know that it's wrong. It's admitted to be wrong in quantum mechanics now. The problem is we have to change the statistics that we use. We have to use an already chaotic statistics. Now, fortunately, a very good physicist named David Bohm showed that if you have hidden order, hidden variable theory, it's consistent with all the experiments that's out there. Nothing refutes it. It eliminates all the problems in quantum mechanics. As far as I know, Bohm never discovered how to actually apply hidden variables. What I have been doing is pointing out that the work that began with Stoney and Whittaker, Stoney prior to 1900, shortly before that, Whittaker 1903, 1904, later used a little bit by Nisbet, by Debye, and some by Dirac, for example. That work, when applied, becomes an engineerable hidden variable theory. And so you can engineer the stuff we're talking about if you look at it with the right set of theoretical eyes. It is doable in the laboratory, on the bench, with some difficulty. There's a problem today, a very serious problem, that's recognized by a few foundations physicists, those very few brave, hardy souls, who struggle with what this stuff really means at root level, what each concept and so forth means, and is it correctly stated, is it wrong, whatever. It turns out that the foundations of physics that we're using today is very seriously flawed, particularly in electrodynamics. I have one chart, for example, I often use in presentation that has some 25 very serious flaws in classical electrodynamics, the things we use to design our TV systems. So it's seriously flawed. It needs complete overhaul. It's over 100 and something years old. Maxwell did that stuff when the American Civil War had just started. So we're talking about something that old. The prevailing belief of the time was that the vacuum was a thin material fluid, the so-called material ether, which we know today is false. The ether is there, but it's not the observable material fluid. Another thing that was completely wrong in it was the assumption of a transverse wave. That's founded on a single thing. Faraday, who was a brilliant man that did most of the research trying to put electrical field together with magnetic field, Faraday had re-established this notion of lines of force, but he thought that in this material ether they were physical strings. He thought the electromagnetic field, or the electromagnetic disturbances in the ether, so to speak, was really twanging strings. The strings were under tension, and when you had a disturbance, what you really did was pluck the strings. Now, Maxwell states very clearly that he set about to actually capture exactly what Faraday was doing in his lines of force in the theory, and that's what he did. He actually did a thing where the vacuum is considered to be full of strings, which don't exist, material strings. If you re-examine the problem from first principles, you can find very easily that the actual electromagnetic wave in the vacuum flux is in fact like a sound wave. It's longitudinal. Now, Nikola Tesla, for example, knew this full well from his own experiments. For example, when Hertz reported experiments showing that he had finally discovered the wave that Maxwell's